Three, two, one. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have a special guest, Mr. Rick DeRays, coming on, and we're going to be talking to him about the Heroic Awards, I believe. Plus, we're going to tell you guys some of the books, not comic books, art books you should
Art
be getting
books.
for Christmas. We're going to do that coming up.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. Now you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera. And I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. What up, Lou? Lou is in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is Tuesday, December 17th. We're a week away from Christmas. Christmas Eve is coming up next week. Hope you guys are all going to spend it with some family, have some fun, and enjoy your holiday. But yeah, tonight we're going to be talking to a guest, and he's going to be talking about the Heroic Awards, amongst other things. Rick DeRays here tonight, and we're also going to be talking to you guys about art books and those fun things. What up, Casey? Carrie's in the house. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, give us a like, comment, do all those things, share the channel.
Sharing is caring.
With everyone. Yeah, dude. A week away from Christmas, brother. What's going on?
A week away. In the jungle.
I thought you were waiting for me to do that shit. I was like, yeah, buddy. We're going to be a week away in a long time. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Notes, bro?
I hit those notes.
I can't hit those notes. He's special, dog.
He's special. What's up, Ed Zen?
What up, man? How you doing, buddy?
Man.
Hey, listen, man. I got a preview copy of End of Zed. I met up with Eddie.
I'm jelly.
Last week. Oh, dude, good stuff. Good stuff.
I know.
Ed brought it.
I know it's legit.
Yeah, it's legit.
He's bringing it.
He's bringing it, dog. He's bringing it.
Yes. Yo, Gilly in the house.
Who's in it? Oh, Gill's in the house.
It's been a while.
Wow, man. Nice to see you guys. So what's up, Sam? What you got going on, man?
I got some stuff, man. I can actually announce it since they already posted it. They already posted it. So remember I telling you I was working on a secret project, right? Yeah. I've been fortunate that I've attended the Denton Comic Art Expo for 3 years now since I've been in Texas. And they've been very good to me. The team's been very good to me. They sought me out, and so the promoter is also an independent publisher of books, and so he'd been wanting me. He asked me last year, and I passed at the time because I was doing the comic strip for a Kid in the Comic, and it's like, hey, I'd love for you to do something for an anthology that I'm gonna offer free on Free Comic Book Day on multiple Texas stores, and so I did. And so if you're a true Duty fan, you're gonna love this because I'm telling Herman's story.
Nice.
The Herman story. How did Herman get here? What happened there? And Duty is in that story as well. So you'll get to understand this whole bit. So it's produced by the Denton Comic Art Expo promoter, Brian Kelly. And this is the cover to the book. So it'll be available on Free Comic Book Day. I'll be doing a book signing at one of the 10 stores so far. And I'll be listing the store names in the chat. But that's the cover by Bert Arista. And Marco DeFilios also has an 8-page short in that anthology as well. And so yeah, and Marco, shout out to Marco DeFilio out there. So I'm excited. So if you're a Duty fan, you definitely got to pick this up. And I'm gonna have incentives for the Duty fans. So if you pick up the book at Free Comic Book Day in the store that I'm in, you'll get a free sketch card from me. In the store that I'm in doing a book signing. If you pick it up at a store that I'm not in, and you take a photo of you holding a book with page open to the page that where my story's at, it's an 8-page short, and you show up at the Denton Comic Art Exposition, you will get a trading card and a sketch card, original sketch card from me by coming to see me at the Denton. But you got to post it and you got to show up. So more to come. I'll be promoting that on social media and on the website and on the art channel and on this show here. So I'm excited about that. Nice. I'm also excited to say that I'm currently knee deep in there's an alien in my toilet number 7. And here is the unveiling of the cover for that issue. So there is the cover for issue number 7, No Boo for You. And if you don't know, No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do. If you picked up issue number 6, you know who they are. They are the ghost hunting team that was hired to go into the house because the dad thinks he saw a ghost, right? And if you read the book, no spoilers, it was Duty. But, why does he think Duty's a ghost? You'll find out. You got to pick up the book. So I'm excited. I'm knee deep into penciling the pages right now. Really excited about that. Still only have 2 conventions confirmed for the year. All of the other 10 have not responded yet. So I'm still waiting for confirmation for all those other events. And then the other project that I got, I can't tell until I get clearance to talk about that. Yeah, I'm excited about next year.
Yeah, man, it's a big year, man. Big year. You got the 20th anniversary of Duty, so that's exciting.
Thank you for reminding me, bro. Yes, right.
I got you, dog.
So April 5th is the 20th anniversary of There's an Alien in My Toilet. And you're like, what is that, Sam? Let me just show you. I'm excited for this. There's going to be a new special 20th edition issue number 1 cover that's going to be available. The Kickstarter for issue number 7 is going to launch in April in honor of the 20-year anniversary. So I'm excited about that. The landing page goes live in January. There's going to be a lot of incentives in the fall in honor of the 20th anniversary. I am going to be putting out all artists out there. You send me your best rendition of Duty. And you'll make it into 20 people will be selected to make it into the art book, which is the Art of Duty book, which is coming out in the fall. It's almost about a 200-page art book. And so I'm going to pick 20 artists and the best renditions to publish in there. And it's going to be, and every convention that I'm doing in 2025, there's going to be an incentive in honor of the 20th anniversary that you would have to come to the convention to capitalize on, and more to come as we get closer. But for every convention that I'm going to attend, I'll be posting what I will be doing. So you want to stay tuned, especially if you're a Duty collector. And for those of you who've collected the trading cards so far, the first 4 samurai cards, you're going to want to stay tuned because it's going to get real soon. So it's going to be awesome.
Good stuff, brother. Good stuff.
Yeah,
man. Next year's going to be a good year, man. Good year. A lot going on next year. I still have to look to see what conventions I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a few in Jersey. So that's happening. I signed up for one. I got to confirm that I'm in. So I'll let you guys know that the next show. I think the next when is the next time you guys will see us will be. It won't be next week, Christmas Eve. It probably won't even be the.
We do have a show Christmas. Oh wait, Christmas Eve. Yeah,
you have a show Christmas Eve.
No, I don't have a Christmas. It's Tuesday. Is Christmas Eve Tuesday?
Yeah. And
really?
Yes. New Year's Eve is the 31st. So you guys probably won't see us till the 7th. But we'll have more information. I'm like, Stan's going to be on here by himself.
Sam is crazy.
You're working Christmas Eve, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a tough life, dogs. But yeah, no, we're gonna be back, and I'll have more stuff to announce once we come back in the new year. That it's
You're right. We don't have
down.
anything Christmassy.
We're winding down now. Oh, look,
Slicky.
he's working on the Duty 20th piece. That thing's gonna be dope. I bet you it's gonna be dope.
Of course it is, man.
I bet you it's gonna be dope. So
he's bringing it. End of Z is bringing it.
Yeah. So I'll let you guys know. I know that for Wonder Duck, I'm trying to do quick Xmas question. Let's pull up that question.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. He says,
oh yeah, we'll talk a little.
We're gonna be talking about all that stuff. Yeah. Wait, what's this? And then last Saturday was my Christmas con. I was happy to say that there were buyers and many were intrigued with the planned crowd. Oh, nice.
You know, the Christmas, some of these Christmas shows are really good to do. That's actually where, and big shout out to Paul Hades and the guys over at ASAP Imagination, because that's where they met a professor at one of the colleges out in Canada who was interested in their books and ended up putting their whole library as in their curriculum. So they're using their comics to teach storytelling and things like that. So yes, these shows in during Christmas are always good to do. I don't think I'm not even going to be attending. I don't think I have anything going on. I'll be traveling across the country.
I know. I saw that. I think you got Johnny as a road dog.
Johnny's coming with me. So we're driving across the country to California. So we'll leave here on Saturday. We'll be out of here Saturday.
Wow.
We're going to make 3 stops. We're going to go into Kentucky, Kansas, New Mexico. Visit some of your alien friends.
Orale, vato loco. Be careful with all those drone sightings, bro.
Yeah, man. That's
I don't know what's going on in Jersey, bro.
Just something about, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that's not important. But yeah, stay tuned. There's going to be more news. Go to my website because I do have information. I'm going to make some announcements about Wonder Duck in the next few weeks for next year. So that's going to be exciting. I have new art coming in for Wonder Duck. I also have my book that's coming out next year, The Shameless Plug. So check that out. Stay tuned for that. And, you can always pick up Russ on getyourmeds.com. And don't forget, Sam, you got a channel too. I'm waiting for some of the stuff that you have filmed. But I have a YouTube channel. I do have some shows that I owe a lot of you. So make sure you check it out. Check out the Get Your Meds on YouTube.
Check out my melody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Don't forget the Art of Samuel. The vlogs are coming out. I've been so enthralled with illustrating issue number 7 of theirs, and I finished the projects that I'm doing with other people. I slowed down my editing of the vlogs, but the first one's coming out was from the San Antonio, the Superhero Comic Con, where George and the crew were there. So look out for that. It's coming out real soon.
Yeah. The year of the shameless plug. Yeah, man. It's coming. It'll be here next year. That was Eddie's last comment there. But yeah, dude. So let's talk a little bit about. We're talking about art books.
Yeah, let's get your meds.
Like that. Let's do it.
It's time for your medicine.
Sammy, you've got visuals, so I'm gonna let you go last because you got stuff to show people. I'll real quick. I just want to. Last week we talked about books for the writers, right?
Yeah.
For writing comics and things like that. And I had a few books that I mentioned. Sam had a few books that he enjoyed reading. So this week we're doing the art side of the comics, and I found 3 books. I'm going to give you guys 3 books if you are trying to get into publishing comics, creating comic books, and things like that. These 3 books are very helpful for doing that, and they're very affordable. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on pretty much anywhere. The first one I'm going to mention is Making Comics, Storytelling Secrets of Comics, Manga, and Graphic Novels by Scott McCloud. Now, for those
yes, I have that one.
Yeah. So for those who know, obviously he wrote a book called Understanding Comics, which was, talking about obviously comics and linking the medium to diverse fields and media theory, movie criticism, web design, all that stuff, right? So in this book, he's charting, according to this, he's charting 12 different revolutions in how comics are generated, read, and perceived today. Now, so in Making Comics, he focuses analysis on the art form itself, exploring the creation of comics from the broadest principles to the sharpest details, like how to accentuate a character's facial muscles in order to form the emotion of disgust rather than the emotion of surprise. So like he goes in. in this book. So that's a really good book for artists to check it out and study some of the stuff that he's talking about. Imitating voices through the cartoon and standing narrator, mixing dry humor and legitimate instruction. Like it goes in. So check that out. That's Making Comics, Scott McCloud.
Yep.
The other one is How Comics Work, and this is by Dave Gibbons. This How It's Done series reveals inside hints, tips, and tricks from one of the world's greatest comic creators on all his own words. The artist behind juggernauts like Watchmen and the Green Lantern. He was the artist in some of those books. He's here to teach you script writing, page layouts, lettering. Page layouts, man, so important. I mean, you're doing that right now, Sam, but page layouts, that is so important. And to be able to learn that from some of the pros, using these guidebooks is a great tool. So make sure you check that out. He covers both hand-drawn and digital design techniques in depth. And he was an early adopter of computer design and comic creations. And so he talks about, lettering and digital, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you check that out. And then finally,
what's up, Will?
What up, Will? Finally, Will Eisner, right? Will Eisner. We all heard of Will Eisner. If you're in the comic medium and you've never heard of Will Eisner, hear about Will Eisner, learn about Will Eisner. He has a book called Comics and Sequential Art, Principles and Practices from the Legendary Cartoonist, in which he talks about, sequential art, which again, page layout, sequential art, those things are staples. You need to know that stuff. Fundamentals of graphic storytelling is so important. And he basically talks to you about it. You know what I mean? He adopted it from his course that he did at the New York School of Visual Arts. So it's something that he adapted from the curriculum that he taught there. So it's a really, really cool book. It's got invaluable theories, easy to use techniques, the fundamentals of graphic storytelling. He addresses dialogue, anatomy, framing, and many other important aspects of the art form. So make sure you get your hands on that book. If you're an artist and want to really, really enhance your art in comics, make sure you pick up that book. So don't forget, Will Eisner, Comics and Sequential Art, How Comics Work by Dave Gibbons, and Making Comics, Scott McCloud.
Yeah. And it was funny because last week you when we were talking about writing, you mentioned writing for comics by Peter David.
Yeah, there you go.
I told you I had that. It was in my bookshelf the whole time. Really good book. Especially if you break it into comics. Remember, I've always been a student of the game, so all the books that he recommended I have, which is fantastic. But as an artist, we also are inspired by other artists, right? So not just the how-to, but we like looky-loos, right? We're like, oh, how did he draw that? And look how he did that anatomy. So a couple of things that I have, because if you look back there, those are all art books. But one book that I really, really, really love, is Dragon Ball: A Visual History. This book right here is legit. I mean, it is beautiful. The art is beautiful. And if you've ever been a fan of Dragon Ball Z, you're gonna love this. It's just the dynamic poses, the facial expressions. I mean, the action sequences, fantastic. Another one, if you are a gamer and an artist and a lover of both, you'll love The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Creating a Champion. This book right here, beautiful.
Is that still in plastic, bro?
Still in plastic. I didn't want to open it.
Oh man,
I don't want to open it. So
crispy.
I was at the Barnes and Nobles and I was going through the one that was open, and so I didn't want to open this one. But it is fantastic. And then for you historians out there and comic strip fans, this book right here by Mort Walker, The Private Scrapbook, celebrating the life and love and laughter of Beetle Bailey. This is a fantastic book. It just gives you great history and look inside into the mind and the creator of this amazing comic strip that I grew up with on Sunday Funnies. And but this is also a really good book. So if you like to read as well as the visuals, this is great because it's great with a cup of coffee sitting outside and just recharging when you're trying to get inspiration again.
Yeah, dude, that Beetle Bailey, man, that's when I was little, that's what I first started reading was the comic strips. It wasn't comic books, it was comic strips.
Yeah.
And Beetle Bailey was one of those, bro.
Beetle Bailey, Hagar the Horrible.
Hagar the Horrible.
Remember that? That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was that. It was comic strips, man. It was
Yeah.
definitely comic strips. Yeah.
You know, Marmaduke.
Marmaduke was
Yeah.
also very
Peanuts.
good. Yep.
You know, they even had Spider-Man as a comic strip.
Oh yeah.
You know, we were growing up. You know, so again, I mean, I think if you're looking for something for an artist, an art book will always seal the deal. Artists love art.
Mhm.
If you're looking for someone who's a writer, the books that we mentioned last week, great options as well. You know, what books have you recommended? But we also have a question about Christmas gift. What was the best Christmas gift you ever received? Right? What was the best Christmas gift you ever received, George?
Oh man, honestly I don't have a favorite, man. I don't. I mean, it's a boring ass answer because I really don't. Like, I've never actually thought about it. I may have to think about it, but nothing comes like right off the top of my head. I guess maybe like, and I'm not even a gamer, but like the fondest memory of a gift I have, and this is all from when you're a kid, right? Because when you're a kid, you're an impressionable young kid, and you're like, oh my God, I got this. And I think that when I got the Nintendo, the regular Nintendo, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was, with Duck Hunt and like all those games with the robot, when it had the robot back in the days. I think the first Nintendo, the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, right? Not the Super Nintendo, not any of that, but the Nintendo. When I first got that with the Super Mario Brothers cartridge, I think that was like, holy cow, I got one of these. And like I said, I'm not even a gamer, but just getting that's the like memory that stands out the most. So I'm gonna go with that.
For me, before we go into Casey's response, for me, I remember, and I'm in the moment right now. Like, I remember when I was a kid. So when we were kids, and I remember where we lived. We lived in Richmond Hill, Queens. We lived on the second floor. My mom rented an apartment on the second floor from the lady that used to babysit me when I was a kid. She was related to my grandfather's side of the family because my mom was the only child not from my grandfather, so he was like her stepfather, dad. But I remember underneath the tree, I would look at the size of the boxes, and I'm like, oh. And I would try to shake it. My mom was smart enough to know not to put a specific box under the tree. And I would go and put my ear to it, try to solve it. And I remember waking up because it was always at midnight. She allowed us at midnight to wake up and it was Castle Grayskull. It was He-Man. I had Stratos, Man-at-Arms, Battle Cat, and He-Man with Castle Grayskull. And it was like, what? And I had my onesie pajama with the footsies that you run around and you slide, right? It was like you zip yourself in that one pajama, and it was the best day. And it was like, and it was snowing that day on Christmas, and it was magical. It was magical for me, and I remember that like it was yesterday, bro.
Yeah, no, that's a good Christmas, bro. Castle Grayskull, you kidding me?
Yes, man, it was the
great
best.
Christmas, dude. Holy cow! Did any of those toys ever still make it with you? Like, do you still have any of that?
No,
stuff?
so I think I shared that early in the Catch the Craze podcast, right? So I was in the 5th grade.
Well, I know about your GI Joes.
No, yeah, everything. So I had He-Man, GI Joes. I even had, remember Warlord and the action figures with Warlord?
Yeah.
I had the Warlord figures. I had Army Men. I had GI Joe. I had everything, right? And I had a closet full, probably about 7 feet high of toys, right?
Yeah,
I came home from school, they were all gone. The whole closet was gone.
The whole thing was gone?
My brother got rid of it all.
Oh, I thought it was just your GI Joe.
No, it was everything.
Oh my God.
Yo, it broke my heart, bro. I went around the neighborhood looking every trash can. I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. He got rid of everything. He says, "You're too old for this." Yo, you don't understand how traumatic that was. That's why when I got old enough and I started making money and eBay came out, I started collecting everything back all over again.
Well, yeah, man, you got
but it was traumatic. It was a traumatic experience, bro.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's rough.
That's son among. So is it? I've never been able to take the step beyond mediocre pinup artists, but I do believe such references join the Marvel way are helpful. Yes, I own that book as well. That was one of my first books when I was trying to break into the comic world. A memorable gift was a BMX. Oh, BMX, nice.
BMX bike, baby.
Yeah, mine was a banana bike. With the banana seat. The long seat. That was remember the long seat? I call it the banana bike because it was a long seat with the all my friends had BMX bikes and my mom got me the banana bike, and I was like, dang, It's like, dang, I don't look cool in the neighborhood. But then we were all bike riding, and we were bike riding like 2 miles away from home. And we were in the 5th grade at that time too. And there was a bike in the middle of the park, nobody around for miles. And I was like, it was a dirt bike. So I wound up taking that and giving my banana bike away to a friend.
Give your banana bike away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I still have some He-Man action figures. I think I have Thundercat action figures. I have some G.I. Joes. But I mean, these things aren't in we didn't preserve these things. We didn't leave them in their packaging back in the day. We played with them. You know what I mean? Like we killed those
I got 2 boxes of G.I. Joe figures.
Do you remember the G.I. Joe action figures were notorious because they had the
rubber in the middle.
Yeah, and they would snap. Like, how many of them? Like I think I had Duke and I snapped them. I was like, oh man, like because you would play with these things. You weren't. Yeah. I didn't know to collect these things.
You know the neighborhood I grew in, I had a bunch of sticky finger thieves. So they would come over. So I would paint the bottom of my G.I. Joe feet. And then I would go to my friend's house and I see that they got my stuff on their wall. I'm like, what's up? They would try to steal my stuff, bro.
No respect, son.
I know, bunch of thugs.
Christ.
Vermin.
Yeah, no, those were the days. Hey, post your favorite gifts in the chat, man.
Yeah, post your favorite gifts in the chat. I think another one for me was when I got Commodore 64.
That's what I'm saying, right? The video games. And like I said, I'm not even a gamer, but just
that's when we had the floppy disks, the big black floppy disks, and you put it inside. And my first game was Paperboy.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I want to know who came up with this. To put, you know what I'm saying? When the game got messed up.
Oh, blow it.
Yeah. Who came up with that? Like, what genius came up with?
It's probably a Puerto Rican. Because that's what they do, right? That's what we do. So my grandfather, he would fix TVs with aluminum foil.
Yeah, I mean, like blowing into it was kind of like
you smack the TV when it's static. He's like, "Ta," and then it gets back to normal. It's like that's old school. In my family, that was old school. Just smack the TV, bang, it works. It's like your antenna's not working, grab aluminum foil, right? It's like something's cracked, put bubble gum on it. It was MacGyver.
It was MacGyver.
It was old school MacGyver, bro.
Great, bro. Great.
Yeah, my grandfather used to tinker. He used to have he was an ex MP, military police, and he was ripped like Bruce Lee, like thin guy but ripped, muscular. He had abs on top of abs, and but he would sit there with his shirt off, with his long neck Budweiser, and he'd have his Marlboro cigarettes hanging from his mouth with his black glasses, and he's tinkering with his soldering gun on TVs, and he had like 100 TVs in the basement, and he's just tinkering all day. I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? Where you get all these TVs from? I don't know, but that's what he did all day.
That's it, brother. That's it. But yeah, man, no, those were good times. Good times. Good times. But what else? What other gifts? Let me see. I'm trying to think. I can't think about like that was a good question, Ed. I really have to think about like the best Christmas gifts I've got.
Another great Christmas gift, was my mom getting me the subscription to the G.I. Joe magazine. I don't know if you guys remember the G.I. Joe magazine. It would be delivered to your home. Oh my gosh. I would get the G.I. Joe magazines. And when you get the G.I. Joe action figures, you used to save your UPC. You had to cut the bark of the toy and save them, and you would send them in. You get the exclusive toys. Yeah, I had all of them.
We used to manhandle these things, bro. Yo, for real. Like, it wasn't a thing where like, oh, you can. I'm collecting. But go ahead, finish your story, and I'll tell you what.
No, anyway, that's what I did. Was I would go and I'd buy my toys, and I would cut out all of the UPCs because they said send that in. And when you get a certain number, you got to mail it in, and then they would mail you you could only get it with those mail-in. They weren't available for sale in the stores, but you would only know about it when you would look at the magazines, right? So I used to love the magazines.
Yeah, I just recently started. Obviously, I'm trying to collect the old Amazing Spider-Mans, and I'm starting to buy some of the old comics. And when you look through them inside the comics, because they had those coupons that you could cut out to send stuff in. A lot of those comics that I'm buying now have those coupons cut out.
Yes.
There's like things missing inside the comic. I'm like, great. What the hell?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I just went to go see Red One. Santa exists. Stop acting up.
Oh, wow. Right? Yeah. You know what's funny, bro? I think I found out when I just stopped getting gifts. Where the gifts from Santa, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm still connected to Santa. There's a Santa.
Santa does not exist.
Yes, he does.
Sam.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
I know you're in denial.
The crowd is so delightful. Yo, there is a Santa.
There is there.
Yes. Red one.
Was that good? Did you see
it? It was fantastic.
Was it? Yeah, I gotta check it out.
It was a great twist on telling Santa's story. It was good to see Santa in shape because I was worried, because he was a little overweight, a little slow, but he got in shape and it was legit. And Santa still exists, boys and girls. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming.
Watching, we're just messing around. We're messing around. Santa does exist. He's coming Christmas Eve. And
that's right. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been good or bad, so you better be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out.
Jay Jonah makes a great Santa. Jay Jonah, was he in that movie? I have to see that movie, bro. Who else is in it? I know it's The Rock, right? The Rock.
It's Captain America.
Chris Evans.
He's in it. It was really good. It's a really good. I enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. We had a ball. Everybody in the theater enjoyed it. So,
nice. Yeah, man, it's gonna be.
It is the #1 streaming now. 50 million views. 50 million people watched it. They wouldn't go to the movies and pay for it, suckers. But 50 million watched it.
Nobody goes to the movies anymore.
I go to the movies. We're talking about
unless it's Wicked. People are going to see Wicked.
Get a job get Wicked.
They went to
3 hours, bro. That's like going to see Lord of the Rings.
It was too long, dude. It was too long. And there's a part 2.
That's what they said, huh?
And there's a part 2.
That is.
There's a part 2, bro. That was just part 1.
That was part 1. I went
Mac for it with my daughter.
There you go. Because I'm the miggity Mac daddy.
Yeah, man.
AMC. Yeah, I went to Cinemark. Yeah, man. I had the leather reclining seats.
That's a problem. Those seats are problems, bro.
Why you fall asleep?
That's how you fall asleep at the movie, kid. That is a problem.
Every moment of Red One was captivating. It was a great twist on the story. It was great. The way it started with that dang question, not believing in Santa, right? And then, and it came full circle. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful story. I had a little tear in my eye.
Oh, did you? I figured.
I was like, yeah, man. All right, so we got our guest in the waiting room, and we're gonna bring him in. But I will remind everybody, sorry. El rápido, como se da. I don't even know where everything is anymore. So I will remind everybody, don't forget, check out the Art of Samuel. You need a reason for that? Here it is. And when we come back, we're bringing in our guest, Rick Dury. What's up, Rick?
Hello. Hey, guys. What's up?
Welcome
Rick,
to Craze.
How you doing?
Doing really good. Traveling all over the country, going to comic shops all over the country. I was surprised how different they are. There's a lot of differences out there. Some do the whole figurine, painting and Warhammer. Some do the manga. Some do the comics. It can be any all.
Nice. Where are you right now?
Dallas.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
You're in Sam's neck of the woods.
In my neck of the woods.
That's right. So, Rick, for those who don't know who Rick Dury is, give us a quick pitch as to who you are, man. Introduce yourself.
Yeah. I'm, I guess, a serial entrepreneur, but in the comics world, I created Orphan Bloodline. It's a series about blood disorders actually being blood powers. It's a way cool twist on biology and chemistry. But then also, I said, you know what? We need to have more recognition of these indie comics. So I founded the Heroic Awards. And this year, back in April, was our first year award ceremony. C2E2 helped us have a spot there, which was great. We had over 100 judges. We had over 200 submissions. I mean, we were really getting the publishers on board from the indie community, and it was a blast. It was crazy. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of awards handing out, and it was high energy.
Yeah, I was actually at C2E2, man, and I attended the when you guys did it there, and it was good, man. It was a good time. Yo, the award itself, bro. You guys went all out with the award. You had like a little statue, a heroic, statue that you.
Yeah, not really little. It was more like, a foot and a half tall.
It was. It was.
Yeah, it was a great trophy. We had some 3D printers doing the base, and we had a lot of volunteers helping out, making sure everything was really premium quality. We didn't want to be, like a second rate award ceremony. Why? No, we were premium, and it was great winners. The Few and Cursed walked away with Comic Book of the Year. They're doing 50,000 each Kickstarter now. I think there's been some really good return for the creators for being part of and winning the awards validly for all the different categories we offered.
Are you doing it this year again at C2E2, or are you changing the venue, or another?
We've been approached by 3 different Comic-Cons, and we haven't yet made a decision. I'm not the one that makes the decisions. I'm just the guy who's like the founder and on the board, but there's a whole bunch of board members, and we all make it together. We all get together, and we haven't done it yet. See, we have to wait to the end of the year for the 2024 submissions to come in for us in the spring. So this here on Catch the Craze, we are announcing, yes, of course, 2025 Heroic Awards, ding, 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 will be coming next spring, summer-ish.
Nice, man. Good job. All right. So how do people submit, or what's the process? Their website they can go to?
We do it through Facebook. Actually, we did ask all of our creators and our judges what medium they preferred: email, phone, Facebook, and they all just 90+% of them said, let's use the Facebook medium. That's the place to go. So find us, Heroic Awards, on Facebook. You can easily find us. And the submission process is right there in our posts. You can just scroll down 3 or 4 posts and see it.
Sweet, man. Yeah, you guys did have a lot of a lot of just people involved, right? It takes a village to do these things, but you guys did a really, really good job. So yeah, if you guys are watching, make sure you check out the Heroic Awards. So you're traveling the country, Rick. What are we doing all across the country? What are you doing visiting the stores?
So I'm a business consultant, kind of a generic term, but basically I help businesses that are having an issue of some kind get over their issue and improve their production. The last business I was in, we went from 2.3 to 6 million. This business now we're at 2.4, and we're at 24 million, and our goal is to hit 40 next year. So I try to help people grow and sometimes double in the size of their company. It's really, really rewarding for me to be part of these growth companies. But while I'm in town, where am I going to go but the comic shops?
Okay.
And I was going to ask you guys, I know we have an anthology here. We have books coming out. You guys are really the producers over here. But what do you think about, is it there yet? Are we welcoming manga into the comic world or not? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think manga's been around for a while, right? And I think kids, that's what kids gravitate to, right? They gravitate to the manga. Now, is it because it's less, you get a book this thick for a lot less money than you would one comic? Is it because you get a full story? Is the content that's in it? I don't know, but I think if we don't, if we don't kind of like embrace the fact that it's here, we're going to lose out on a lot of potential customers there.
Yeah, I mean that it dominates the sales category in graphic novels and comic book sales. It's, you'd be a fool not to say, hey, guys, they're here. It is what it is, and embrace it. There's a lot of creators in the U.S. that are trying to break into that industry, which has a really loyal fan base. It's a really tough, market to break into. No, I think it is a category that it's dominating in the U.S. and in the globe. Why not?
Yeah. I actually think the latecomers, like the Koreans who are doing manhwa, are actually at the forefront right now, because they took some of the best parts of the manga and the best parts of the graphic novel from America and put it into one. So you're still reading now left to right like our graphic novels, and you have colored pages versus the black and white, but the art is still a style of the manga style. I went onto Amazon and I started checking what was the most popular selling graphic novels. Solo Leveling, the manhwa from Korea, which I read and I think is great. For me, it never was about the character or the publisher or what the year it came out. It never was about that. For me, it was all about the story. And if the story is great, then I'm going to read it. I just got done reading the graphic novel 1984, the book, and then they made a graphic novel version. It was really, really good. So, I mean, whatever is in the graphic novel form, if it's a manga, if it's a manhwa, if it's a comic book, I don't really care. As long as the story grips me, then I'm going to read it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the price point of these things? Do you think that even matters, Rick? What do you think?
The manga was cheaper. You mentioned that they were cheaper, 13 whatever dollars, 14. Now pretty much everything that comes out today is $20 on the manga. So it's right in line with the graphic novels that are coming from the main publishers. I don't read, I'm sorry to say to those who are huge fans of the old style comics, I don't read Marvel or DC. I mean, I'm not against Batman, etc., but whenever I'm going to buy books, I'm buying them from Scout or Image or Boom or any of the Kickstarters, which I supported. I think it was last year, something like 60 Kickstarters. Those are the books that I'm reading because I want to read what I would expect to be really great stories, and I don't really get that from the big two anymore as much.
Yeah.
Are you producing anything right now, Rick? Do you have any independent books that you are producing yourself?
Yeah. I have a side story from the Orphan Bloodline that's finishing up right now. They're finishing up the color, and it'll be going to letter next. I'm still also working on the color for issue number 3 for Orphan Bloodline. But I do it for my passion. I do it because I love the writing. I love seeing my work come to life. That's why I'm involved in it. I think it's a great story. But if I was to tell anybody what to support, I would say support Catch the Craze, but also support Heroic Awards, because that's where you're going to get 100 people to read these books and tell you what the top 5 finalists of the best writing or the best interior line art or whatever is going to be. And those are the books you want to hunt down because they're going to be good.
Yeah, no, man. You've been doing this. You've been at this for a little while now, right? As far as like promoting the indie scene and stuff like that. How'd you get your start into like the independent comics and stuff?
Yeah, you know what? I woke up one day and I had this vision of how to turn a guy who had been in my mind for 15 years from a D&D game back in the aught years, how to turn it into a comic book. And I just frivolously started writing 11, 12 hours a day. I was able to have recently sold my company, and so I was able to have some time on my hands and just really dedicated it to my creation. And then after, say, 8-10 months, Kickstarter launched, and we funded it and everything. But then I realized it was just really tough. No matter how many Facebook groups I posted to, no matter how many people I followed and supported, and all this, it was just a really hard medium to make any cash and headway in. So I said, maybe it's me, maybe it's the industry, I don't know, but I'd rather go into promote other people's work, and so that's what I'm doing now with Heroic Awards. And that's what you guys are doing for me right now. I mean, the co-promotion of each other is really what I'm getting out of it now. So my story's awesome, sure, back me on Kickstarter, but really what the answer is follow the judges and follow those the styles you like, and don't let the haters hate. I mean, if you like manga, then read it. If you like something your kid likes, then share the joy. That's part of it.
Yeah. What do you gravitate to, man? Like when you see a book like on Kickstarter, you say you pledged to about 60, and I'm like, what catches your eye? What is it that you see and you're like, all right, I think I need to get that. What is it that you gravitate to?
Yeah. So the thing that I gravitate to is if I like the creator and I want to give him some cash. I mean, that's really it. I want to back the Joe or the Jane. That's why I do it. I back Carissa Grant every time. Don't tell her. I haven't read the last 3 of her books of the 15 that she's published. I haven't read the last several. I just keep backing her because I like her. I like what she creates. Same thing with Timothy Fling. I like him, and so I back his books. But I haven't read the last 3 that I backed. That's okay. So if you ask me what I back, it's who I like. Therefore, I back them. And if you ask me, if somebody DMs me or whatever on Facebook and they say, hey, back my book, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and give you $5. No worries, But does that mean that I'm going to hardcore promote your work? Well, if I get around to reading it and the story's awesome, then for sure I'll write a review. I'll do a 5-star thing and the whole game.
Yeah, yeah. Have you do you remember the last story that you were like, whoa, this is really freaking good, man? Like, I need to give that 5 star. Do you have one in mind now, or do you?
You're dropping it on the line here. I you know, I can't remember right now from the Kickstarters. I gotta apologize on that. But if I were to go read one right now, like if I were to go read right now,
Yeah.
it would definitely be The Few and Cursed because they were comic book of the year. You
Oh,
know, I want to read the new one that just came out. I think it was like a month ago or 2 months ago. Kickstarter landed, so that's the one that I would go because I know that it's going to be great. If it's not an independent comic, if it's just like what's the next book I'm going to get from the library or from my comic shop, I'm going to go into those reviews online, IGN or whatever, and look up best this and that, and get my recommendations from there. That's how I do it. I ask referral. I go on referral base.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
What about you guys? What makes you guys choose one?
For me, I think it's it's a visual medium, right? So like if I see something that just catches my eye on this, because I think I've backed like 300 of these things, but for me, it's definitely some of it is what you're talking about, Rick. Like we support people, right? So like we have tons of guys and girls that come on the show, and their passion and what they talk about. I've funded. I mean, I've pledged to a lot of those campaigns. But if I'm just scrolling through it, man, it's the art. It's got to grab me, and then I go into the campaign, and if it's something where the pitch gets me, because the pitch is a very important thing, especially when you're reading within the first paragraph or whatever, then I'll pledge to it. I'm not big on the NSFW or whatever stuff.
Right.
That doesn't do it for me. Like,
no.
As a matter of fact, if I see that, I'd probably go to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about the NSFW is whenever I see somebody posting something like that on their Facebook story or whatever, and it just is in my feed, I literally unfollow them because I can't be having all that stuff in my feed and it totally dominates. So if people are doing NSFW, I can't be a follower. I got my wife, I got my kids looking over my shoulder. All of a sudden I'm seeing, all the, it doesn't really work out with the family man scenario. So it's got to be blocked. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. It's just, you take a risk going into that as your calling card. If that's your shining bright light, hey, look at me, you're going to get certain eyeballs and not others.
Yeah. What about you, Sam? What catches your eye?
It usually is the art first. See, the art draws me in, and then I'll read the summary. And then if the plot gets me, but sometimes if it's just the art itself, I'm like, the artist is what's going to get me because I'm an artist by nature. And but then if I'm going to come back for the follow up, the story has to get me as well. It can't just be the art. So most of the time, it's either people I knew or art that attracts me. And then once I've read it, then if I liked it, then I'll come back for the next one.
Yeah.
What about people who write for the slow burn or for the dramatic effect that comes in issue 4? What I've seen a lot is people like you're doing an 8-page anthology, or right now I'm reading a whole bunch of horror comic anthology as well. Right now I'm reading it, and those people, in 8 pages, you can get that kind of response. People can say, yeah, I want to support this.
Right.
But if you're a slow burn writer, if you're a writer for the long haul, how do you get them gripped in 20 pages? It's kind of tough.
I think for me, the 8 pages is I have an existing comic book. So there's a character in that comic book is a Chihuahua named Herman who is you don't know his backstory. So this 8-page anthology, I'm telling his backstory, which in order to understand what's happening, you have to go back to the book and pick up the others. I'm up to issue 7 now. There's nothing in my toilet, so he's a supporting character in it. So it's more strategic. I'm doing this anthology. A lot of people, readers of the book, love this character Herman, and so this is an opportunity for me to tell his story, but tie it into the existing story. So it's more like bringing in an audience that wouldn't have picked up my book. They'll pick up the anthology because there's a lot of great stories in there. And then hopefully they say, oh, I want to know more about him and the alien duty. And, oh, there's a series? Let me go and pick that up.
Now, here, I'm going to ask you a pointed question. You don't have to answer. You can say you forget. It's totally fine. But if you remember, how many people do you think actually go over to the creator's website and buy more issues at $4 or $5 a piece plus shipping. The creators that I've talked to, it's a hard game even affording your web costs to keep your website up, let alone making sales. What do you think about that?
The conversion I get is usually when I do conventions. So I share that with George. So when I do conventions, I do bounce backs. Bounce back is basically I give away a free trading card as a QR code. You scan it and it takes you to the website. So if you pick up the book and say they always want to start with issue 1, and if they read it, and I get a higher rate of conversion when I'm doing conventions than when I'm not doing conventions. So it's usually that audience there that'll go. But outside of that, it's usually, maybe 3 or 4 a month from my social media, but most of it is because I'm doing appearances.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think to answer your question, Rick, the first one about like the slow burn stuff, which Pops was an award. KC Carey said, I hate under-nose exposition, so I'm indeed a slow burn kind of guy. But I think when you're doing a slow burn comic, when that's your style of writing, I think your characters have to be extremely interesting. And your dialogue and your writing has to be that much better, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have the pow, the action scenes. You're going to it's a slow burn. So you definitely have to develop that character so that people are interested in what they have to say and what's going to happen to them later on. So when things do start happening, they are connected and they want to know what happens to that character. As far as, and I agree with you, Sam, as far as like with the website, I think convention appearances are very important. I think using social media and using some of the things that social media allows you to do, for example, on Instagram, right? If you have a store, if your website is a store, you can link it to your post on social media, on Instagram, for example. You can put your shop up there and you can have people click on it, as long as it's all about the visuals at that point, as long as that visual captures you, then you have a chance at maybe getting them to go to your website. Now again, they don't know who we are, right? So we're behind the 8 ball already. So I think part of it is the writing, man. The writing's got to really be on point, man. If it isn't, you're not gonna keep them. You're not gonna keep them.
Yeah.
Pause. This is good.
Everybody pause.
We're reflecting.
Let us ponder a bit.
We're reflecting on that. Oh man. So Rick, what's going on for you within the next year, other than the awards, obviously?
Yeah.
What are you planning for 2025? What's Rick doing in 2025?
So every 2 weeks, I'm taking a week off and hanging out with my wife. She's a traveling medical person, so I'll be going with her once every 2 weeks, which is going to be awesome to see different places with her. Going on a cruise, going to Hawaii for my brother's wedding. Lots of travel, basically. I mean, if you like traveling, you want to be Rick DeRee this next year. It's going to be a big year of traveling. So that's the first step. Number 2, I don't know, maybe moving to Florida. What do you guys think? I'm thinking the cities I would move to, the cities I'm into: Nashville, Austin, maybe Fort Myers, Florida, or in that area. What's your guys' thought?
I've always loved San Diego, man. Just the weather, like if I was to move out of New York, it would probably be there. It would probably be there.
If it's Texas, it'll be Austin because it's artsy, it's hip, it's green. There's a lot of trees and lakes and hills. That's the best part of Texas, in my opinion. Florida, with all of the hurricanes and all that other stuff, I'm like, Nashville, if you love music and food, it's a good place to be. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, those places. But, who knows? But I'm thinking I'm going to be moving in 2025. 2025 is going to be a great year. I mean, it's going to be a great year economically. I think we're going to boom. Some of these businesses that I'm consulting, they're like, yeah, man, 24 was a horrible year, but next year everything's green lights. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I think next year is going to be a prosperous year for a lot of reasons. I think, you already see the signs. I think there's going to be a big boost to the economy. Consumer confidence is going to be back. I think there's going to be more spending power in everyone's wallets. So I think it'll be a big happy change from what we've had recently.
What do you guys? If it's personal, you don't say, but you can if you want to. What are you guys giving your significant others for Christmas?
I'll let George go first.
I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Oh yeah, we can't ruin the fun. Yeah.
We'll I'll send it to you in the message. I'll send it to you in the text message.
Yes. I think we've been, I've been married 26 years, right? So,
congratulations.
Thank you. So there's only so much we've been able to give to you. There's a lot of the things that we're giving to each other now are more comfort stuff that we get to enjoy together. So, we're doing a lot of together stuff like board games and snuggies and that kind of stuff where because we have everything we've ever wanted. We have the home, we have the cars, all that stuff. And now we're just doing the simple things. Most of the stuff goes to the nieces and nephews and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What
you got going on, Rick? Anything you can say?
My wife asked me to give her Botox, so we did it. To be honest with you, I can't really tell that big of a difference at all, but she's like, oh, it's so wonderful. So I'm like, maybe it's worth it for her, but I think there's a lot of hype when it comes to putting toxins into your skin. I just don't know how that's the right move, and it's pricey.
Yeah.
So, but she wanted it, so whatever. Throw the toxins at her, I guess.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. No, Rick, listen, man, this has been great, man. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you, hanging out with us for a little bit. I know you're busy. I know you're traveling across the country with your job, man.
I'm jealous.
But anytime you want to come on, and definitely, whenever you have an update, you can always come over and we can talk about the Heroic Awards. If you want to promote some of that as the time gets closer to it, we can do that for sure.
Yeah, and you have the link. The link is the same no matter what. So you have the link, so just save the link. So whenever you want to all you have to do is just book a spot.
So everybody heard here, I have the link, so I can just come on whenever and just pop in and it'd be like, oh, Rick is here again. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna pop in when I'm in Austin or wherever I'm at. I'm just gonna pop in and I'm gonna say, hey.
Well, you didn't mention. Are you doing any? Are you doing any shows in Texas?
You know what? If you're from Texas, you'll know this. There's a town called Bogota, south of Paris, and middle of really nowhere, Northeast Texas. That's where I'm at. So they hardly have a show at all, let alone shows. So. You mentioned theaters earlier. Are they dead? I kind of think they're dead. Is it wrong?
They're not dead. I went to I went to the theater. We went to the theater. We see Bad Boys. Well, we were in the middle of nowhere when we went to see Bad Boys. Yeah. Right. We were in the middle of nowhere. We were and it was at night. It was late. It was like the late show. But no, I went to go see Red One and it was packed. I went to go see when I went to go see Garfield. My wife and I went to go see. It was packed.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been in a packed theater in months, bro.
Yeah.
Years.
Ever. Yeah.
I haven't been in a packed theater. Like I remember when the Avengers movies and all those movies were first coming out, there were lines for people to get in there. Now, dude, I went to see like the last the Spider-Man movie. It wasn't what
when I went to go see that movie by Angel at the Productions with what's his name? He played the Passion of the Christ when they're talking about the movie where the kids were getting trafficked. Yeah. That theater, there was no seats available. Completely packed. So I mean, it all depends on the show you're going to see. But the last few movies I went to see, it was packed.
Yeah. I like that.
Well, you helped me have a different view. I have a little bit more positive outlook now. Hey, 2025, it's going to be the year of the theater as well. It's the year of all the wins.
Wicked would not have made the money it's made if people weren't in theaters.
Yeah, not for sure.
Yeah.
Avengers, Black Panther. I mean, they're breaking records. I mean, what's his name? When I went to go see what's his name? Ryan Reynolds. Deadpool. It was packed. It was packed. Yeah. And it was nothing but laughter in the theater. So people are going to the movies. People want entertainment. They don't want to be locked up at home.
Superman coming out in July.
That
movie should make a lot of money. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And Dune was an amazing movie as well. I guess they are coming out with some good ones. But I don't know. It just seems like fewer and far between, and the tickets are $20 now each versus the $12 it used to be. I don't know. I'm on the line, but you're trying to convince me.
Go before 12. Get the mayonnaise.
Okay, all right, that's a good point.
That's what I do. I get the early bird special, and this way I can get the big giant popcorn, and I'm good. No, I mean I think theaters will always be that people were creatures that like to be around other people. We like to be around a community. We like experiences, and and we don't want to be locked
Yeah.
in the house all the time.
Question for you: what's the convention? Because you're talking about get out of the house, right? So, what's the convention in 2025 you're most excited about?
The one I'm most excited about are the ones I haven't done this year, but I can tell you right now, I'm pulling up my list for this year that I'm doing. I think the
Good.
one that I'm most excited about is Staple because it's completely only independents. There are no celebrities and none of that stuff. It's really for independents, and it's in San Antonio, I believe, or Austin. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to the big Texas Comic Con. I haven't done that show, but that's I'm excited to do that one this year. So I got 12 shows I'm doing this year, but those are the two that I'm looking forward to.
I think for me, it's Terrific. I love Terrific in Connecticut. Like that's a fun show. It's just a fun show to go to. So I think that's the one that is probably most excited about. I would love to be going to San Diego because I love San Diego. I'd love to check it out, but I'm probably not going to go to that one. And actually, last year C2E2 was a lot of fun too. So I don't know. I may be going back. I'm not.
I
sure.
wanted to do San Diego Comic Con, but they put me on a freaking waiting list. I wanted to celebrate the 20th anniversary of my comic book series, but that was one I was really looking forward to because that's where we grew up at San Diego Comic Con. We did it like 3 years in a row, and I haven't been back in years, and I wanted to make my comeback there with the 20-year special. But I'm on a freaking waiting list. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, they'll get you in. They'll get you in there. The one that I'm most interested in is by Comic Wellspring. They sponsored Heroic Awards. They'll probably sponsor us again this year. They're a great company, and they do the ICCCCCC. It's the Independent Comic Creator Convention.
Oh.
I think it's in Connecticut, actually.
Oh wow!
It was last year. That's what I'm most excited about. I really want to go there. All it is totally independence, only comic books, no Funkos, no Marvel, just straight independent creators, and that's really exciting to me.
That's the best place to be, especially when they have good promotion for it and they get good attendance, because those are the diehard collectors of independence, and that's the audience you want to get to. Whenever it's a convention that's celebrity driven, it's a gamble because all the effort's going to be on that celebrity and not on the artist.
Well, that's the one we went. Remember the one that we went to?
Superhero Comic Con was whack. It was horrible.
It was all just celebrities. Dude.
It was all celebrities.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what you're saying is that there's different kind of conventions for different kind of reasons, and that's actually what I'm thinking. You can go to the comic convention, and there's a little bit of everything there, but why not go to something even more specialized, like independent, or like your anime convention that's only anime, or maybe going to the old school Star Trek convention. My buddy went to Star Trek convention in Chicago just like 3 months ago. He was meeting all the actors who were still alive. I'm just saying, he was loving life. It was like he was a kid again, which is really what these are about, right? It's really what it's about.
Yeah, and that's speaking of anime. I'm on the waiting list for WeebCon, so I'm waiting for that. I've been, for the past 2 years, I was talking to George and the listeners that promoters have been saying you need to do anime shows because your art style will do well there. And so I finally said, all right, I'm taking the plunge. So I signed up for WeebCon. I'm just waiting for my confirmation. So that'll be my first anime show ever. So we'll see.
Well, your character will probably do well there, I bet, and I asked, this is terrible. I'm going to say it anyways. I asked my daughter, I said, hey, I wrote this comic book. Do you want to read it? She goes, is it manga? I'm like, what? Well, no, it's a comic book. So it's a comic. She goes, no. My own daughter. So, yeah. The kids are into this new style of art. You're an artist. They're into this new style of art. I think the comic community needs to really own that there is another style of art that's awesome too. And we just need to be open and welcoming to it and not hating on it. I'm all for that. I first debated when I was writing my comic in the very beginning, this is 2.5 years ago. I said, should I get it drawn in a manga style or should I get it drawn in a comic style? I chose what made sense to me, so I did the comic style. But I mean, I look back, it wouldn't have been wrong. It wouldn't have been wrong to do the other option.
Yeah. You know, and I think you got to give the people what they want. That's why I started doing a lot of the Duty as characters, and because I tailor Duty to a lot of different audiences. So, but yeah. I mean, it's you never know. I mean, it's a gamble everything you go, but the manga is definitely dominating the industry, and we just got to accept it. You know, there's somebody out there, you know, just like in the rap game, there's somebody out there that does it better, right? So we got to just say, hey, look, you know, let's acknowledge them. Let's bring them into the families. Like, let's go. You know, because there's a lot of Americans that are trying to break into that genre, but it's also a really diehard fan base, and there's specific criteria to break into that, and you have to stay true and respect the craft. So, you know,
they know when you're in it just to make a little money off of it, because making money. You know
they can see a wolf.
They could sense that shit.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, thanks a ton. I really appreciate it. You guys are one of absolutely the best podcasts for comics. I've been on a lot of these podcasts. You guys are always amazing hosts, great energy, great accents, great humor. It's great. I'm a huge fan for sure, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks you so much. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Like I said, man, you are going to come over and just promote whatever you got, and just talk shop.
Yeah,
I'm gonna click the link. I'm just gonna show up.
Mi casa, su casa. Yeah, there you go.
All right, see ya.
Peace.
Good.
All right, that was Rick Dory again. Check it out. I put the link in the chat to Heroic Wars, but he also has some books and some stuff that he's doing. So check it out. A lot of great stuff. I love getting a lot of creators on the show. The link is also in the summary, full detail of all the stuff that Rick is involved in, a lot of stuff. And he's a man of the world. He's traveling the world. Yeah, man, I'm jelly. All I'm doing is working. I'm grinding on my life. But yes, I love doing what we do.
Yeah, now this is always, listen, I look forward to Tuesday nights, you know what I mean? After a long day at work. Yeah. Come over here.
Yeah, definitely a long day at work. Yes,
dude. It was today. Honestly, I almost texted you like, yo.
Same here. I was right? I just made it half hour before we started. Word. I walked in.
It's no joke, man. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, man, with the holidays.
Tomorrow, I'm having dinner with all of the new hires, 40 new hires. So I do every 3 months I do a new hire dinner. So we're having dinner with new hires. So I'm working from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Then Thursday night we're taking our managers out for the holiday dinner, and so that's 7 a.m. till like 9:30 p.m. It's long days all week.
Yeah, dude. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to this little road trip that I'm going to be going on. So Friday morning, we're leaving early. early in the morning.
That's right. I saw Johnny posting that he's going on a road trip. Oh yeah, man, dude. Don't expect him to drive. Don't expect him to drive. Well, just saying. He let me down. I had to drive for 35 hours. I'm just saying.
35 hours. It's a good thing I like to drive. But yeah.
Well, you're stopping 3 days in a row. So
No, we're gonna stop.
Is it just you and Johnny, or you, Johnny, and your?
No. It's just me. It's just Johnny and I. Johnny and I. We're going out there. We're driving down. First stop is Kentucky. Then we'll go to Kansas, New Mexico, Cali. So.
Okay, yeah, just be careful when you go through certain states, man.
Oh yeah,
the two of you,
sure, dude.
The two of you are trophies.
Hey, the two youths.
The two of you are trophies. I'm just saying.
You know. So
they see you coming a mile away. We got another paw.
Who's that?
I reckon we've got Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to keep our eyes open. But,
yes, because he likes to fall asleep. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, John's gonna be asleep. The funny thing about Johnny is he falls asleep but tells you he wasn't sleeping.
Yes.
My eyes, dog. Yeah. I was like, are you sure you were, bro? Freaking knocked out. It's like that scene in Dumb and Dumber where he falls asleep and you just want to hit him because he's sleeping and you can't. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But there's no show next week, guys. There's probably not going to be a show New Year's Eve either.
No, we don't have another show I'll tell you right now. We don't have another show until, well, we can come back, but we won't have another guest until,
okay.
Our next guest is January 21st. So we will be back the second week or whatever, the first week in January or whatever that is. I don't know what it is, but we will
We're gonna
have
some
hot
announcements.
topics.
Yeah, that'll be our announcement day.
Yeah, that'll be
You
our
know what I mean?
announcement day.
Announcing everything that's going on in January. We're gonna talk to you guys about that and just shoot the ish, man. Just have a little fun that we have.
Yeah, we'll have some hot
Each
topics.
time.
We'll probably do like a reflection of the previous
Well, my
year.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know, right? But yeah. So just again, the stores that Herman will be in.
Herman.
It will be in Free Comic Book Day, Boomerang Comics and Games, Collected Comics, Asylum Comics, Warriors Cosmic Comics, Duncanville Bookstore, Generation X Games and Comics, Grumpy Comics in Louisville, Grumpy Comics, and then Louisville Comics, Madness in Games, and Comics more fun, whatever. But so that's the list so far. The list is growing, and I'm potentially going to do the book signing at Collected Comics, but we'll see. I'll let you know. But more to come. There's going to be an incentive for you guys to pick up if you really want to know Herman's backstory. You got to get it because you want to know why Herman calls duty a jalapeno. You're going to want to pick up this book. And it's the tie-in to the series. So for the collectors of duty, you're going to want this piece.
There you go, dog.
And it's free on Free Comic Book Day. You just got to be in Texas at those bookstores to get it.
All right, there you go, man. Sounds like a good time, dude. Yeah, no, so make sure you check that out. I'm gonna dip out. Actually, just big shout out to real quick before we leave. Our buddies, the nerds, man.
The last show.
It's the last show today. They've been doing their podcast for a while, and it started out with three buddies, three friends hanging out. Nerds of the Round is the name of the show, and then they expanded. They added a fourth member, VMAC, who does a great job with them. But tonight is their final show. They're calling it a day. They're calling it a night tonight.
Quits.
Yeah, man. So big shout out to the Nerds of the Round. They will be doing stuff in 2025 here and there. They'll be popping up. But big shout out to Tone from across the hall, Law, and Sebastian. I'll stop in there for a little bit, say what's up, and dip out because I do have some lettering that I got to get done. But yeah, big shout out to them, man. Nerds of the Round. If you guys have it.
Give them my regards. Shout out to them. They sent me the invite as well, but I got to get up early in the morning. But yeah, man, no, shout out to those guys. But wish them all the best in everything they do.
Yeah. Hey, man, this is tough, dude. This is just like me creating comics, doing these podcasts every week.
It ain't easy.
It's not easy.
It ain't easy.
It is especially tough when you don't get the viewership or the support that some of these bigger YouTube channels get, which is why we always say, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff, because it's important to grow it, to get it to the point where it is something that's making you a little bit of money, loving what you do.
We've been since we come back, we've been consistent for the past 3 years. And this is episode 573, whatever it is. But it's difficult because it's not monetized. So this is an expense. And it's time and investment. But we do it because we love the stories. We want to give the independent community an opportunity to shine light on what they do. We're the first ones to create this platform for independent comic book creators in 2005. We're the longest running podcast in the game, and we've never changed our model. We do it, for indies by indies, right? And but we can't do it without you. So we need you to help share it, post it, listen to it on other platforms, leave comments, give us that thumbs up, because when we grow, the independent community grows. But it is a tough game.
Big time, man. Big time. But yeah, man, we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
We'll see. Yeah. So for everybody out there, Feliz Navidad, bum, 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 bum. Feliz Navidad. But we wish you all a fantastic, happy holiday season. Yes. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. We wish you all the best. Be safe, be merry. Watch out for those drones that coming.
Santa exists.
Yes, Santa Claus is coming to town.
He's coming to town.
Yes, that's right. Santa does exist, kids. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you don't know, you're gonna know. But yes, we'll see you in the new year. And the new year, new us, new you. And we hope that everyone stays safe, merry, and happy. And if you haven't done so already, pick up that phone and call that loved one that you haven't talked to, or that friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. Someone you need to make peace with, whatever it is, just let people know that you're thinking about them. Sometimes that can change someone's entire day.
Yes. And keep it positive on social media, man. No more
yeah,
drama.
man. No more drama.
Keep it positive. And if you are gonna if it's for your comics, keep it comics, keep it positive.
Keep it.
You know what I mean? Like there's just enough of the drama for
There's
next
too
year.
much hate, man.
It's just a lot, dude. There's a lot.
All we are saying is give peace a chance, right? It's like one love. If only we could have just one love.
You're like a drunk uncle, bro. You're like a drunk uncle. You're a drunk uncle right now. But yes, keep it positive. You know what I'm saying? Keep it happy. And see you guys in the new year. Happy New Year.
In the new year, yeah, man. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. All that. Yes. Peace and love, my friends.
With that said, I'm Sam the Crazy Man, Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are out. It's just easy. It's not.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. Say my name, right? This is what you were thinking? Oh, my. He described me. He said, I'm the...
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.